We were discussing whether or not Puerto Rico should become an actual state and not just a territory of the United States. We're having a perfectly good conversation until this one girl raises her hand. And her question was, but if we make Puerto Rico a state, where would we put it? A few moments go by and me and the teacher are looking each other in the eye and we're just like, oh my God. And then she kind of takes a moment and goes, oh, and we're like, thank God, like she figured it out. No, her response was, we could just put it where Rhode Island is. No one cares about Rhode Island.
Hey guys, welcome to Foreign Reacts. Today we're going to be doing a very interesting video that I've actually done a previous version of, and this one is going to be what's the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you. So it should be really interesting. The previous one was also interesting. You guys can also click the link right here on the pop-up right here, and you guys can see the playlist, which will have all of these videos related to what's the dumbest thing an American has ever asked you. It's going to be a series where we do all of these, maybe not all of them, but a lot of these videos. So click that playlist and go check out the rest of the videos. But either ways, guys, welcome to Foreign Reacts. Hope you guys enjoy your time here. Subscribe, and have any suggestions, leave those in this comment section down below. Whatever weird stuff Americans has asked you, leave those in the comment section down below. Either ways, guys, let's get right into the video.
I'm curious, what is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
So I am Italian and I go to college in the US. I was on a phone call with my advisor to schedule my classes for spring semester, okay? So at some point he goes like, wait, you're Italian. I love Paris. I've been there a few years ago. And I told him, yeah, I love Paris too. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful place. I've been there a few years ago too. And he goes like, I also took some French classes in high school too. And I was like, yeah, French. Yeah, I know French because I studied it at school. And he goes like, wait, you studied it at school? And I goes like, yeah, I studied it because in Italy, we don't speak French, and Paris isn't in Italy. So, yeah, that's it. In Italy, we speak Italian. In the capital of Italy is Rome. And he goes like, oh my God, how could I forget? Man.
What is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
Excuse me, why do you speak Spanish? Well, a lot of my friends speak Spanish, so I decided to teach myself. It's not hard. You don't look Mexican. I'm not. I'm black. Wait, so you're black and you speak Spanish? And your English seems okay. Yes, black people can learn other languages. I mean, like, I guess, but, like, it doesn't make sense that you speak Spanish if you're not Mexican.
What is the
That one right there is a typical American thing right there, because Americans, it's all English, right? And once you speak a different language, you are it's like you are allocated into a specific category, right? So if you speak Spanish, you're Mexican. They don't even think that you're from Spain or another Spanish-speaking country. It's Mexican because Mexicans are the practically neighbors of America. So once you speak Spanish, you're Mexican. Make sense? So it's really an American thing, and yeah, it's embarrassing. So, yeah.
Dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
Alright, so I had an American girl message me on Instagram the other day expressing how she's keen for marriage and whatnot. I wasn't interested for multiple reasons, so I thought the easiest and nicest way to let her down would be to state the obvious fact that we're from different countries. So I told her, you're from America, I'm from Australia, it's probably not going to work. And she had the audacity to say, it's okay, I can sponsor you. Sponsor? Bitch, what? Do they not teach Americans that there's other countries in the world where people are living happily? Not all of us are chasing that American dream. Our kangaroos in Australia are more civilized than your people, and our spiders are nicer than your people. Why would I want to move to America? Sponsor?
I'm kind of curious, what is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
So I'm travelling in Australia, I'm in a hostel in Brisbane, and there's this American couple. I ask them where they're from, they tell me they're from Alabama. I'm like, oh my God, that's amazing, I've never been to America. And they're like, oh really? But America's so close to Jamaica. And I'm thinking, what? And I say, oh well, I'm not from Jamaica. Oh well, sure you are, you sound Jamaican to me. And I was like, well, I'm actually from Wales. And the girl looks at me and she starts giving me a glare. I'm like, oh God, what have I said? Like, have I offended them in some way? And they're like, you can't say you're from a fake country, that is so offensive. And I'm like, well, Wales is a real country. No, it's not, it's an animal. don't know it's a real country. Who do you think Charles is? You know, Queen Elizabeth's son, like he's Prince of Wales. Oh yeah, he's Prince of the Animals. Everybody knows that he owns all the whales in the world.
I'm kind of curious, what is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
There was a Haitian kid in my class and they said, "Hey Biko, you're from Kenya, they're from Haiti, so y'all both from Africa, right?" Someone said I don't count as African American because my family is from Africa and I was born in America. I had someone legitimately tell me, if they didn't want to be slaves, why didn't they fight back? Once people found out that the darker the color, the more heat it absorbs, it was pretty much over for me every summer because someone was going to call out the fact that, oh, you're really dark, so you must be really hot right now. People ask me if I speak African a lot. No matter what the athletic accolade I get, someone is going to say it's because I'm black. No, seriously, they're just going to be like, oh, you're dark skinned. Of course you're the fastest on the team. Okay. Stupidity is in no way a specifically American trait, but when Americans do it, damn, they do it well.
I'm kind of curious, what is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
I once flew from London to Houston, and when I got to the border, the TSA agent took my British passport,
Oh, not this again.
my return ticket to London, and then proceeded to ask me, where did I learn how to speak English? And when I kind of said, England, she said, oh, you guys speak English out there too?
I'm kind of curious, what is...
I almost felt like crying when I heard that one, bro. I almost felt like crying, bro. Moment of silence. Wow. No. TSA asked you that question. I think it was a same series that I was doing, dumbest questions Americans asked you or something like that. And it was a person about Portugal. You know, they didn't even know it was a country. And they were TSA. You know what TSA is, right? If you travel, you know what it is.
What's the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
I live in Arizona, and I graduated high school here. But one of my first days in high school, this girl sat next to me in English class. She was like, "Oh, where you from?" And then I tell her I'm from Denmark, and she's like, "Oh, isn't that in Chicago?"
Curious, what is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
Oh my god, I can make a lot of these because I studied in the US as a non-American for like a year, so I've heard a lot of crazy shit, but here's one of them. So I was with a group of Americans and we were discussing whether or not we had seen a celebrity in public yet, because we were in New York, and sometimes in New York you can just see like Zendaya walking around the street. And I had just gotten there, so I had not seen a celebrity yet. So I was telling them how in Prague that doesn't happen. But then I told them that I had seen a famous Czech YouTuber walking around my neighborhood once. And this girl was like, "Wait, Czech YouTuber? I don't get it." And I was like, What do you not get? And she was like, "Does he make videos in Czech?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "How does he do that? YouTube is in English." And I was like, No, it's what? And she was like, "Yeah, like the videos in YouTube are English because YouTube is in English. Hello, it's for English speakers." And I was like, I had to explain to this girl that most of YouTube is not in English and that like the whole world uses YouTube in their own language. And she was still confused.
I'm kind of curious, what is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
When I was a senior in high school, I was a teacher assistant for one of the US history classes. And let me tell you, some interesting things were said by those students. My favorite being this. We were discussing whether or not Puerto Rico should become an actual state and not just a territory of the United States. We're having a perfectly good conversation until this one girl raises her hand. And her question was, "But if we make Puerto Rico a state, where would we put it?" A few moments go by and me and the teacher are looking each other in the eye and we're just like, oh my god. And then she kind of takes a moment and goes, "Oh," and we're like, thank god, like she figured it out. No, her response was, "We could just put it where Rhode Island is. No one cares about Rhode Island."
I'm kind of curious, what is the dumbest thing an...
No one cares about Rhode Island. That's pretty interesting because I do. I'm not from there. I've never been there, but I do actually care a lot about Rhode Island. Like literally a lot. I watch literally documentaries about Rhode Island. Like literally. Like I've never been there. It's pretty small, but I care about it. So yeah, people do care about it. But either way, that's a dumb question. I don't think. Let me tell you something. The average American is not educated in a manner of what do you say? It's hard to explain, right? Even if you go to school in America, like if you're not really interested, that's the thing. You can just go to class, fail the class, whatever. It doesn't. It's not like it's a big deal for you, if you get what I'm saying. Like you still like. I just don't know. The Europeans are way more attentive when it comes to school, and other countries too. Like, listen, Americans don't know about America, and I probably said this a lot of times on this channel. I've said Americans don't know about America. Americans don't even know their own state. Americans can literally be living in a state and don't know what state it is. Like literally, I'm telling you facts, bro. So don't sweat it, bro. Don't sweat these people.
American has ever said to you?
So I'm Mexican, and I was working in Tulum. One day I was talking with this girl, and she said to me, I really wanted to visit Mexico in Cinco de Mayo to see your Independence Day. Sorry, what? Yeah, Cinco de Mayo, your Independence Day? Oh, actually our Independence Day is on September 16. Don't lie to me, I know South American history, and I know that Mexico Independence Day, it's on Cinco de Mayo. Well, actually, no, Mexico's North America, and you can Google that. Actually, you can see that Mexico's Independence Day is on September 16. Oh my god, you have Google? Yes, why? I mean, I'm really surprised that you can speak English and use Google.
I'm kind of curious. What is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
Practically, America is Russia. You know how Russia is locked away from the world, so the fake news, the fake this, the fake that, that's practically America with less extent of fake news. It's more of the arrogant ignorance. You know what I mean? I always use those words together because a lot of people don't understand that arrogance and ignorance are hand in hand in most situations. But the arrogant, ignorant Americans do this because they're arrogant to the point where they're actually ignorant, but they're using arrogance as well. So they just don't care. They don't care what you want to say. They don't do nothing. And it's just what it is. Like, you can't stress over it because they don't even care.
I was made for this.
No one cares.
So when I first moved here, I was in 6th grade, and I was getting enrolled to this middle school, and I was meeting up with the assistant principal. And basically, she asked me from where I was from, and I'm like, oh, I'm from Colombia, like I just moved here. And then she's like, oh my god, really? So do y'all live in trees and eat alligators for breakfast? Last time I remember, I was living in a very nice house, eating pan de bono with some chocolisto, but that's fine.
I'm kind of curious. What is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
So I was an exchange student in the US, and I would randomly get asked by questions. And then one time I said I was Asian because Philippines is in Southeast Asia. And then they literally said, Philippines is in Asia? I thought it was in Europe. Girl. And then one time I was in the bus, I got asked, do you have school? Do you have farm animals in the Philippines? Do you know what an iPhone is? Girl, what do you think of us? Some sort of a different planet? Like, this is why you need to go to school.
School don't help, man. They gotta get... Oh, that's it. We over with it. These are all previous videos anyways. That was pretty interesting. This was really interesting, and it's very sad. Honestly, I always say it's really sad, and it's just how it goes, man. You can't get yourself caught up in that situation because you're gonna just be sad, but sad and mad over nothing because Americans will never change, and it's pointless trying to get their attention to that because you will say to them that, hey, I was not born in a country where you live in a tree house or whatever, and they'll ask you the same thing over and over, or ask it to somebody else in the future. So if they're not coming straight forward to you with the level of acknowledgement of their ignorance, pointless. It's pointless to try to force an ignorant person to not be ignorant. Let them be. It's that simple. But this was really interesting, very embarrassing, I'd say. But we out of here, guys. Like and subscribe. Peace.